else is uncivilized at this point.
Mike's hot.
The mic is hot.
The mic is hot. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
It's Kiana. They can't hear us.
And I'm the one and only Mr.
You ain't
Edmund.
said nothing.
You ain't said nothing. I'm
You
one and
ain't
only
said
Mr.
nothing. You ain't talking about nothing. What you talking about? Nothing. You ain't talking about nothing.
Nothing.
You ain't talking about nothing. Nothing.
Oh, they hear us now. Okay.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, you can.
If you can, this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That.
See that.
And we like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool because
Smart.
It's the new
gangsta,
Baby.
baby. And if you don't know, now you know.
And it's hat day today.
It's hat day today.
no
so
capping, but we got on our cap.
No capping, but yeah, that's
We got
right.
on our cap.
That's absolutely right. So tag a friend, tell a friend to chime in, tune in, tap in, and all of those things. It's a lot going on in the world, y'all.
It is. And it's Wednesday.
And it's What's on Your Mind Wednesday. So
Wacky
so
Wednesday.
we can do that. We can do that. So yeah, what's on your mind on this fine Wednesday?
I'm glad to be back here.
Okay.
It feels good to be.
Yeah.
Welcome back. If y'all missed the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Tell us how bad you missed us.
Yeah, just,
when you
just
want
say
it,
we
when
miss
you
y'all.
want
We miss y'all.
Just know when we ain't here, we miss y'all too.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
That's absolutely the truth. And
There's been a lot of news going on.
it has been a heavy cycle, man.
It has, because Angie Stone passed
That's why I was
away.
going to
Yeah,
say, first,
R.I.P.
let's
to
just,
Angie
just
Stone.
give Angie Stone
Yeah.
a moment of silence.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, you know, this is how powerful the internet is
Oh
that
my God.
it's,
Oh my God.
no, this is how powerful it is, because, like, everybody's like, is she unalive?
Yeah.
Alive? It's like, what, because
think-
the video.
I think they're doing the Elvis on everybody. So when he
Okay.
died, they do the Elvis, like Tupac. They got pictures of Tupac right now.
I know. I might think
In
Tupac
Mexico.
might be. I might think Tupac might be
We
alive.
great-
You think Tupac's still here?
If I'm gambling on anybody,
Being around?
I'm gambling on
I
Tupac.
don't think Tupac is.
I don't think he is, but if I'm gambling
Because
on
I don't think
anybody,
his personality would allow him to stay hid like that. I mean, he was out
In
and
front.
loud.
Yeah, he was
You
in
know what I
front.
mean? And then his mission and his sense of purpose and
Yeah, he was in
passion.
front. He was in
Yeah,
front.
like I
Yeah.
don't think that he would be somebody who would be all right with disappearing and not being, But I don't know.
I don't know either. But I mean, I want to say yes, but if it was anybody,
If it was anybody that was still here,
It would be Machiavelli.
it would
Ladon.
be
I was
Machiavelli the Don. Dolly Parton husband. I don't know nothing about him, but I saw that as a headline too.
he
Oh,
passed
yeah.
away.
Yeah, he passed away too.
Okay, I don't
Yeah.
know Dolly Parton.
And then Gene Hackman, the dude. That was some
He-
crazy stuff,
he
right?
and his wife and the dog.
Yeah, it was something. They were saying it was like something to that.
First, they were saying that it didn't look suspicious. I mean, you come in somebody's house and
Yeah.
everybody dead,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the dog, and you don't think, and
You don't think nothing was out? Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, I think you gotta start questioning everything they say.
Yeah.
Because they did come out and say it was not suspicious.
They did.
That was the first report.
and
That
I
was-
was like,
What?
They both, that don't even make no
And
sense.
she 48 and he's 82.
And the dog dead.
Got at the same time. I said that
Yeah.
in my first mind too. I was like, what is not suspicious?
Yeah.
Right.
How is this not?
So that everybody
yeah.
in their own separate rooms, like she one place, he was somewhere else. The dog was somewhere like and they were
Yeah.
trying to say it might have been carbon monoxide.
Okay.
So
So they just was wherever they was. Yeah.
Something like
yeah,
that.
carbon monoxide is a silent killer.
Yeah.
And so the people where his estate is at, they hadn't heard from them in like a couple of weeks or something like that. So,
Okay.
I don't know.
Master P was named president of basketball operations for the University of New Orleans. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, I seen that. I
Yeah.
think that's gonna be big for him.
Yeah.
I like Master P.
I think it's gonna have the same effect that not the same effect DR had, but
Okay.
that
But
type
something
of effect.
comparable.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, New
yeah.
Orleans people got like this different kind of like swag. Like, you
Yeah,
know
they
what I
do.
mean?
They
They
do.
just kind of, I like the New Orleans
Yeah,
flavor.
yeah, they do. Shout out to brother Willie Muhammad over there in New Orleans, man. Who did some
Mm-hmm.
interviews and had some great conversations together. But yeah, so
What about that tank fight?
I didn't see it, but I just saw all of the comments.
Who Tank who?
Tank
Davis.
who?
Tank Davis fought
Oh.
Roach.
Yeah.
Yeah, Davis versus Roach.
Oh, and Tank went Tank, right?
Not really.
No, they said
Roach kind of did it.
they said the Roach got robbed. from the people.
I mean, I think
they called it a draw. They said
it was a draw, but you got to beat the champ.
Yeah,
he probably lost, but he didn't beat him.
Okay, yeah, because I heard him say that he
ain't beat him.
He ain't beat him.
He ain't beat him, but he
didn't get beat either. So
he did not get beat.
So that's why they call it a draw.
It was neck and neck. It was neck and neck, and Roach was up.
So I want to say this.
But he's the champion, so you got to beat the champion.
You got to beat the champion.
So who's the champion? Tank.
Tank
is the bigger name.
So
they're both champions. Both of them had belts.
So I'm gonna say this in my mind. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if you got the bigger name and you don't beat them up, you lost.
Like, that ain't how it works.
Yeah, but like if I go with that and if I give you a run for your money and you don't like, and we neck and neck.
Yeah. Do you think that
the bigger guy still? Yeah.
No, the bigger guy loses in my mind.
In your mind,
that's just how. In my mind, if I'm the champ, I'm supposed to go.
So it got to be convincing in order for you to give it to the champ.
I'm always giving it to the underdog. If the underdog is still standing and he throwing punches or she throwing punches and you ain't did your 1-2, your razzle dazzle.
Right.
You got to do your razzle dazzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you do your razzle dazzle, in my mind, you kind of razzle dazzle out.
Okay. Well, your razzle done dazzle. It done dazzle. So we had a Fusion 49th Street meeting Monday. These days too, like it just seemed
they just come
like
together.
so long ago, and that was just day before yesterday. But
good morning, Clark.
Yeah, it was great, man.
Good morning, Charlie.
Good participation. And so so we want to just thank everybody who came out to the Fusion 49th.
So tell them what Fusion 49th is and kind of a little backstory so people kind of understand.
Sure. So Fusion 49th is a newly created business district that's really focusing on improving the economic vitality of the 49th Street corridor between 24th Avenue and South and 2nd Avenue North.
Okay,
so 49th Street.
So the whole 49th Street corridor that we kind of
that where we live. Yeah, that we frequent. Yeah. And
I
often refer to the Mr. Edmond or the Jabbar fact that it's one of the highest concentrations of black businesses in the city.
I say the highest concentration.
That's why I see I'm a little.
Yeah. You pull it back.
I leave a little room.
Yeah, but I think the largest concentration of black businesses is on 49th Street between St. Pete and Gulfport.
Yeah, and so really organizing them over the past couple years now, and
it's been something special.
Yeah, it has been, and
it actually started. I remember the first meeting we met with Lisa Willa Bowman.
Yeah.
When she was city council.
Wow. Yeah, you're right.
We sat down and we discussed the plan.
Yep.
And this what we may want. This what may be.
Yep. And then
everything kind of just went.
Yeah. You're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because that was my first meeting. I ain't go to too many more after that.
Yeah.
I just fell back in.
And then she resigned like shortly after that. We met with her in August of maybe 22.
Yeah.
And then she resigned.
We discussed a couple of different.
Yep.
She resigned, and then in September.
Yeah.
Your brother John.
Yeah. October I was sworn in,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think that next March we was meeting on 49th. Like we was up and having those conversations.
Good morning, Ed.
And so
big shots out to Fancy Nancy.
Yes, holding the space. Sierra Clark.
Sierra.
And
the whole and Gulfport showing up.
Gulfport showing up. Yeah, shout out to Courtney. Courtney P is what I'm gonna call her, but she she has a group that she's really organized, and then when they did that the Fugazi, well not they, the Fredovich, the one vice mayor had so much to say. Like Courtney was like, nope, not here. We ain't for that. And she rallied the Gulfport side to stand up for your little brother.
Charlie folks say we're the 49ers.
The 49ers.
Oh,
man, he should have been at the meeting.
Like that. Boy, that would have been at the meeting.
We would have been that.
49.
But Fusion, because bringing the two sides together.
Yeah,
you know what
and it's never been done. People don't know
that
it's kind of like a friction.
Yeah.
Between
it's blue and green.
Yeah.
But it's green and blue.
Yeah, it ain't necessarily from the political standpoint. These groups haven't historically worked together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why you can look and see on one side it looks a little better.
Yeah.
A little more money was invested. Because we walked the whole strip and we looked.
Yeah.
Took note. Hey, look.
Yeah.
Why that can't be right there too? Hey, what about this? Can we do this?
Wow. Yeah, and you're right, and it is a historic, thing that we're doing, and I think that's what some of the difficulty is, because a lot of
it's
the
so
challenge,
big. It's heavy. It's heavy.
because
It's
it's heavy
heavy.
lift, and it's a big deal, and so again, just
Yeah,
shout out
big
to
shot,
people
Nancy, big
who
shot,
holding the
Sierra.
space. Yeah,
Cause that
yeah.
is, that's a heavy lift. Really,
Yeah.
to truly think about it.
Lenny and Karen and all of the other ones.
Big
And,
lift,
and
yeah.
so if you want to go back and see the presentation, what you missed, it's on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club page. You can actually go back. We live stream the presentations from PSTA and the city of St. Pete. Really,
Yeah.
they provided some updates on some work that we did last year, and PSTA talking about how they finna really redo the whole bus system.
Yeah, I seen that.
What's your thoughts on that, man?
If I mean, if you look at it, the map they showed,
Yeah.
it was like maybe 15, 20 routes.
Yeah.
And then the proposed route is like 10 or 12.
I don't know the number.
I
But
mean, I'm
still
just saying, I ain't counting.
Well,
So this is my eyeball.
it was like heavily congested on the one map as it is, and then on the other map it was a little.
But I
lighter.
didn't look at it as congestion.
Yeah,
What I looked
yeah.
at it as those are the routes.
The access, yeah.
These are so people can get on here to go there, to go there. So that's how I look
Yeah.
at it. But then when you look at this, it's like
Yeah, and what they
it's
said.
bigger swaps. It may be strategically something.
Yeah.
It's bigger swaps. It may be, I don't know. I can't.
Yeah.
But it just looked like less.
No, I hear that from the and that's what they said. They said it's more streamlined and efficient is what they were saying, because they had a lot of routes that were underutilized, and so they collapsing those into some of the more frequent routes.
Yeah.
They had some service where, like, if you are not able to get, I think they said if you're over a half a mile to a stop, then you can do like some on-demand stuff that'll call. So they like
that on-demand thing. I kind of like.
Yeah, so that like you can still get to a stop.
But at the same time, I think more of us gotta get involved in that.
Yeah,
like because
they help inform that.
Yes,
study,
that's our future. That I mean, everybody that ain't in the car, and that bus route is very important.
No, Charlie, I don't think that's your Courtney. He said, "My Courtney." I
No, it's not your Courtney.
Yeah.
Lovely
Shay. You already shouted out Lovely Shay?
Yes, I
okay,
did.
Thank you. Appreciate that, y'all.
No, I don't.
They said we got to project. The audio's a little low, so we're going to bring that up a little bit. And
Okay.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you for that feedback.
We needed that.
Yeah. So Fusion 49th, and then bus system.
I haven't rode the bus in so long.
Yeah, I rode it from City Hall. I can't remember how long ago it was.
I did take the trolley. I took the trolley all the way down to St. Pete Beach. I started at what is it? All the way down there, the pier.
The trolley ain't free no more. It's still free.
No, you know that trolley
ain't free no more.
I don't know. Like didn't they?
No, you said it like you know it ain't free.
Remember,
you know that thing ain't.
No,
it was a conversation.
Remember that they made
I think they did put some more money into it.
No, remember St. Pete Beach didn't want it to be free no more, and then they made it that it was coinless, so you had to have a card to do it, so they could stop the homeless people from going down there.
I do.
And it was a big like they was like, cause the mayor had got money in the budget to keep it running all, and St. Pete Beach say, oh no, I don't want y'all down there. Like no. And then on top of that, because homeless people could still get coins to go ahead and get to the beach, they said, oh no, you can't accept coins either. You gotta go cardless. You only have the card. Cash. Shame on you.
That was Linda Cheney is the representative who was real big in advocating for that. If people want to remember those names when it's time to go vote, like if that's something that mattered to you, then Linda Cheney was one of those.
And honestly, when you don't think about for me, if you're not inclusive for everybody that looks like your district, I don't care if it's 2 people that look like that in your district, you need to include them in.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to exclude people out, you're not the person for the job for me.
Yep.
I don't care who you. I don't care if you black, white, purple, blue, yellow. You're just not.
Yeah,
you don't do it for me.
You have a duty to represent everybody in that, district. Allegedly.
I mean, that's your job.
Yeah,
that's your job description.
That's your job description, but the institutional policy versus what's practiced is always is an out point.
The practice.
Did y'all see the thing last night with Trump, his address to Congress?
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I saw it and I watched it.
I think it was a boycott.
It was a boycott.
You joined the boycott and didn't watch the thing. I didn't see it. Was okay. I watched it. I didn't know that. I missed out.
Zoom call.
I missed the Zoom call and was locked in last night watching the doggone and I came in late and really I didn't like plan on watching it. I was just flipping through
And it was on.
and turned and was like, oh,
I went home.
let me see.
So
That's how they got most of y'all.
Let me just see what happened, right?
What happened though?
I mean, just confirmation of what you already know, man. The man, I'm gonna just say it like I said it last night. Trump ain't bullshitting. The man ain't bullshitting. Like he came in, he got an agenda. He got a team, and he got like the things that he doing. He there to do it.
And I'm, you know, to be
Whether
honest,
you agree with it or however you feel with it, the man is there to do what he there to do.
and I ain't mad, so I might not like it, but I ain't mad at it because
Yeah.
when you have an agenda,
Yeah.
go and do what you set out to do and forget everybody else if that's your plan, kind of, and that's how
Yeah.
people get stuff done.
That's the model I'm thinking, not exactly, but just
No.
the idea of like, look, he has his base, he has his constituency, and he has an agenda, and he's there to move and push his agenda. And so the whole time I was watching, me and my wife, we watched it together, and the question kept coming up, and not even the question,
Hey,
it's
Roy,
like
say
like
Miss
he's
Teresa.
on his game. So it's I've been saying this really for the last couple
Mhm.
weeks. We got to transition out of what is he doing to what we doing.
Right.
Exactly.
Like we got to really start talking about what
agree.
we're gonna do, how we're gonna operate, and I'm not
Not
talking about
it, doing it.
yeah, doing it like coming up with our plan, our agenda, and then
Mhm.
executing on our strategy.
Mhm.
Because and I ain't talking about no pushback and fighting against him strategy. I'm talking about how we're gonna build our community.
They cutting education first, all this education.
Yeah.
Okay, what can we put in the community?
Right.
Who willing to step up
There we go.
and organize it so we can teach these children, and they may learn more than they ever learned.
They
Absolutely.
probably
Right.
will because
Good
we
morning,
know
Miss
that
Teresa.
we've seen what happens when we invest into our community.
Yeah.
I mean, education is out there that we don't need them to tell us to be educated.
I think
No, you know what
We
I
need to
mean?
be organized.
That's it.
Like we just need to organize it and start, and get going because again,
Mhm.
they taking out telling you what you can teach, what you can't teach, but that don't mean you can't
For
teach
public
it.
schools,
For public schools, yeah.
but they're all about charter schools and all because that's
Yeah.
where they're trying to take the money. So listen, use them on them.
Yeah, and I'm with you, UB. We need application and implementation, and it's absolutely the case. And that's why I said my conversations. I talk about if there is a policy that is bad that he's doing. Like, okay, we'll highlight that as a prelude to the solution. But to continually focus on what they're doing and how to push back against them, I think we're just gonna lose time, man. And it's like it's really forcing us. I think, and I know people don't like to hear that. But we got to do something for ourselves for real.
When your house is burning, you don't talk about wait. You either run out or you start moving and you take the water and start you do what you need to do to stop the fight.
And it's on fire right now, man. And then it's like 43 days in, and he said it last night. He was like, "We just getting started." So if you think what he's done is bad already, he like we just getting started. Yeah.
And his favorite thing to say, doing things that ain't never been done
before. So did y'all see the thing with the executive order around the language?
Yes.
Making English the official language of the country,
America, yep.
of America. What's your thoughts on that?
And it is.
Yeah.
No, they said it wasn't. Like America never really had an official language.
And see, I think stuff like that distracts us.
Yeah.
Like the Gulf of America. That's a distraction.
Okay.
Right? Are we talking and worrying about that? We got other bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
And more important things that's coming down the pipe that's just a part of the anger and making you feel a way versus how is it really impacting your life.
And honestly, what I English is what we're taught here. Like that's what
I thought.
But to sit up there and say this is the official language, also I'm gonna tell you this also dumbifies us as well because you see he's taking our Spanish out of stuff like that.
Okay.
And we want to be able to be with the masses. You know what I mean? Other countries they teach English and French, Spanish and English. Like they ain't messing off in the other countries.
Right.
Now us, we're gonna say English is it, and then it ain't a priority to learn another language. So how do we stay? But hey,
I think this when you look at what he's doing, and this is what kind of came to me last night. So, Mr. Edmund, you remember when you told us about the days of Kwanzaa and how you land them over, right? And so I've really been doing that. So, like today is, Ujima, and yesterday was Akuji Chagulia for me, and that's when you're talking about self-determination, the right to name ourselves, determine, and that's what he's doing. Like we overlook the symbolism of what this means.
Yeah.
Right. And the power that's associated with the ability to say we're gonna call this thing that. Like that's the whole Columbus story.
Yeah.
Like he knew that he wasn't where he thought he was, but he just named the people.
Yeah.
And that name stuck. And so now that's what Trump is doing. Like the ability to give somebody or something a name is very powerful. And I think he's doing that. And then also language, because the other thing that was coming up for me too is like English is the official language of the country, but what was our language? Because we older than this country.
Yeah.
And we came here with a language that we don't remember, we don't speak.
Donnie?
Yeah.
What Donnie?
Yeah, we need to get Brother Donnie, the professor, to give us the history of this language, because I mean, it's definitely something to that. But I think it's more to it as far as the symbolism and the, just planting the flag that whole we are America, we are, that beating your chest saying, nah, we ain't calling it that no more. We're gonna call it this.
Yeah.
And that's a part of like, the culture of the nation. Once you have knowledge of self, you realize that the name that you were given is not your name.
Right.
And so now you get an X. You know what I'm saying? Because you still, so that whole thing of naming it has a deep significance. And I think the same thing with the language, really understanding the importance of language and the message that it sends to the rest of the world is something that I think is more about that than anything.
Yeah.
Is my 2 cents on that. So yeah, politics with Mr. Edmund. What you got, Mr. Edmund? I mean, we in it, but you got anything else?
Oh man, that's the most of it.
Okay.
And I want to talk about this upcoming Trump deal.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's a deal anymore. March 31st, I think, is the deadline date.
Yeah.
And the future of our city is in the balance right now. It's it's a conversation that we just need to talk about, like which way is up, right?
Yeah.
What is good and what is bad at this point in the deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Give me 2 good things.
I don't know. That's what
I need something good. Give me some hope.
I mean,
okay, we get the property back and reinvest it into a community trust,
so
and that they pay a. I'm just saying. I mean,
if it don't move forward and they decide
we reinvest it into a community trust.
So they bail out, we get the property back.
It's all kind of other contingencies in there, so it's.
If we get the property back, I'm all right.
It's a lot to that.
It's a lot to get the property back.
It's a lot to get the property back. Yeah.
This is a
because the stadium. So you got the stadium piece. So if they don't do the stadium, then we get that property back. But the other acres is still to be determined, because the way that they did the deal, they did the deal for the stadium, and then they did also another part of it for the development of the historic gas plant.
Wasn't that contingent on the stadium deal going through and the team playing the same thing?
No.
What?
It wasn't.
And it's not even with the Rays.
Yeah.
It's with Stadium
Co. Yeah, it's a different newly formed corporation. So you got Stadium Co. and then you got Team Co. So they got like 2 different LLCs.
So wait a minute, hold on. So you mean to tell me we're not even entered into a deal with the Tampa Bay Rays?
Not as an entity, no. Not as an entity. The deal is with
Rays and Highs. Rays and
those are the developers. Those are the developers. They're not the.
Ain't no way.
Now we get to it. No. It's Stadium Code. It's Stadium
Team Code.
Team Code.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody even heard about Team Code.
Yeah.
All we heard is Rays and Highs. Here for y'all. We are here to stay.
I asked you a question when I was on council, Mr. Evan. I said, could Stadium Code qualify for a microfund grant?
Yeah,
and he said no, they wouldn't.
Listen,
but the Heinz Rays can, but it's like the Heinz Rays ain't even on the paper.
And that was one of the things. Like when I came and spoke, I spoke about that. Like who is these people?
Yeah.
Who are these entities?
I say pure genius.
May they opened the company in June. They got the biggest allotment in city history.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
2 months. Now, mind you, the micro fund that
you got to be in business for 10 years, and you got to have your light bills. Everything got to be in the same person's name.
For them to give you $2,500.
I need some of your blood. I need a fingerprint.
Wait.
Let me get an eye scan.
To get $2,500.
Yeah.
$2,500. That's
Good
something
morning, Brian.
to get
$2,500.
$2,500.
You gotta give a blood sample.
You had to be in business. You got to show
Every
your
morning.
income tax. You have to.
You gotta show your spot of business that you've been there. You can't just say you just got there.
No, you cannot.
But is that bad?
No, that is horrible.
What would you say that you
that's
should,
horrible.
You say you shouldn't have to verify your stuff in order to get the money.
Well,
What
how
y'all
they
saying?
get it?
What you
No,
saying?
but I'm
Well,
just
how
saying
they
is,
get it? They can't verify.
right, so in 2 months, they wasn't. In 2 months, there's no way that you can show income tax for last year.
Okay.
And so, like, if
So
you're
saying that what they're asking for is impossible to produce?
for people who, so if you really investing into your city, right?
Mhm.
There's new people that's coming in, and we also know that small businesses,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that they don't know when
Mhm.
they're starting. It's a lot of businesses started that's not
Yeah.
legitly
Yeah.
set up, but they've been
like that business they just
right, but no, but
Well, they legitimately set up, but they just were set up 2 days ago.
yeah, but they don't have that
after the last
paperwork.
meeting.
That's
I
the
thought it was a good idea.
Once they started leaning in
Hey,
their favor,
after
I
that
said, yeah,
last
let's go ahead
meeting,
and
I thought it was good to open the
But
store.
no, but what I'm saying, these small businesses ain't all the way set up properly. Like, they haven't filed their taxes, they haven't did all this. But this is, if you're gonna invest, I think show them how to get set up. Don't exclude them because they're not set up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, like, you had this microphone that sounded really good, and I'm not knocking it because it did help some people. But on the,
Oh yeah, we most definitely ain't
you know
knocking
what
it.
I mean? I'm not.
Aaron said, as a tax professional, I know this to be true in bold. Yeah.
But
Right.
listen, I ain't lying. We're not knocking, these efforts, right?
Yeah.
Because the microphone helped a lot of people.
Right.
Right. So we ain't shooting at that. What we talking about is the comparison
Okay.
of what's asked of a community citizen and what's asked of the sports team.
I hear that.
Because I had a question. If your home roof was exposed like that, how much you'll be paying in codes compliance?
Mhm.
Right.
You get what I mean? How many times you'll be back and forth to codes if your structure was exposed?
Yeah, but again, codes is enforced by the city, and the city is the owner of the building.
Thank you. So they like who's gonna enforce it?
So like, how you gonna enforce codes
yeah.
on your own property? So
that's
yeah.
all I'm saying is
But I hear
that,
you.
like, you where you need to give grace to is the people that pay the taxes
Thank you.
and the people who just came in here and you don't see, because
so the
the
honestly,
billionaires and the big
right, you give them grace, and now they at the meeting talking about, I don't know if I can pay the bill. I don't know if I can pay the bill.
even though the contract said that
You
you're
gotta pay the
responsible
bill.
for paying the bill.
Right.
Like,
So that's what I'm saying.
that was
So,
the
like, if
best.
there was
Yeah.
some grace that's given, you give it to the people here.
Yeah.
And there was no grace that was really given to the people that was here when they came in. A lot of people get discouraged.
Right.
And so if you really want to have a thriving community, that's where you give the grace at and then put them on the right track. Don't send them down a rabbit hole where they get more frustrated and then they're not doing it right.
And I want to add, right, because I agree, we got to show the grace in the community that people need it, and then not so much the sports team, but I also want to say we got to look at, I like that spot in the contract where it say you have to pay all the overruns, and then standing on that what kind of shook the deal.
Yeah.
Saying it in the paperwork and then saying, hey man, I've got to stand on this.
Yeah, and that was the whole issue. Was like we wanted other stuff to be in the paperwork, but that was one of the things.
That was
in
one
there.
that kind of.
And now you can stand on it.
You're right. That's right. That was a good one. The only one.
Well,
because they didn't think that they was gonna have to stand on it. Who thought that there was gonna be
They
2
did.
storms?
Yeah.
That were 3 storms. They had the baby storm that came in, and then you had the other 2 that came in and really just shook up. Ooh, because they never even thought that they would have to stand on it.
And then if you start getting into like the spiritual significance of all of that stuff too, right? Because you think about it never been hit, and then also the
that mean we never
the idea that a lot of people in the community, contrary to popular belief, was not supportive of that deal because they also have ancestral connections to that land. And the only way that something like this could have happened, to have people really shine a light on the terms, was what they call force majeure, or act of God, or force of nature.
If you don't believe in God, this shows you prayer changes things.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of paralyzed. No, I'm dead serious. Like, no, because when you say the impossible can't happen, we saw the impossible happen. Because a lot of people prayed that, something came out of it. And so if your prayer life ain't where it's at, get there.
I've heard a lot of people say it this way. They said, when they was asking, is there any way for us to get out of this deal? And some of the responses was, it would have to be an act of God.
And it was an act of God.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and then at the end of the day, the sports team didn't help, with the matter, right?
No.
And then you got to look, right,
Yeah.
for all the good,
The light.
oh, for all the good, bad, and the ugly of it, I think we got an opportunity. Like they say, every problem is really an opportunity.
It does.
And with which way this goes, we'll find out, right? Because they say they might sell the team. They say it might be a couple things happen.
Yeah.
So,
but this also show like if they really want to be partners with us.
Yeah.
Like let's say this is.
I think we don't show. I think they don't show.
I know, but people could talk. I think people have changed their heart. You don't think people?
I know they don't have several change of heart.
Not changed,
I
but
don't
no.
think so.
I
I think they've been consistently who they are, but it was just
same contract, 15 years.
it's that benefit of the doubt, that you're giving them, and they're just removing all of the doubt.
Yeah.
But the contract, and this is the tricky part, the contract extends every year that they're not in Tropicana Field.
That
right?
was, yeah.
So
as
now,
a result of that,
so
they
this is
have
the
a right to
bargaining
extend
chip
it
that they
to
have,
yeah.
and they're gonna say, okay, look, y'all just give us 150 million
to walk away,
and we're
from
gonna
it.
walk away,
Yeah.
right? And then us as a city, we gotta seriously look at it.
So okay, so listen.
You
So we
hear me
got.
now?
So listen. Let's look at this, y'all.
Okay.
So the Tropicana Field. Let's say we rebuild the dome, right?
Okay.
Because it's there. But
City of St. Pete.
City of St. Pete.
Yeah.
What do we put there?
All the stuff that's in them pictures. Just have somebody else do it and not sell the land. Because it's a beautiful presentation and the stuff that they propose.
Yeah,
It's like an amazing.
it just don't sell the land.
It just don't, sell the land. Like, those
Put it in a land trust.
In a land trust.
That you can get a return investment for the community.
Right.
Right. You can get a percentage of that money. You don't get it all. You get a percentage.
Yeah.
And that will help, do the programs that the government is not going to do now.
Right.
Right.
We're not going to get it from the federal government. So here is a huge 86-acre opportunity, maybe only 40.
Yeah.
They might get the other half.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
They do have the rights to it.
They
So
might
it's
get the
just
other
all
half. They
rights,
might,
yeah.
especially if they come in and say they done sold the rights to somebody else.
Yeah, which is another one of the options that they have. So yeah, definitely keep your eyes open on that,
Dang.
and continue to follow that process. Florida legislative session starts.
Good morning, Mary. So my hair's not done today, but usually, because I got on my hat.
Okay.
So let me give out. So if you like my styles,
Mm-hmm.
Marion is where you go. Marion Davis, she gets it done. Listen, a real stylist, no shade to nobody else, because don't
Okay.
y'all hop in my inbox.
Yeah.
But
What are you talking about?
yeah, but come in there, wash, condition, help your hair grow. Listen, Marion is where it's at.
Right on. Right
And
on.
and
right
if y'all know, I had my wig on, right?
Mhm.
And I had it on before the Collard Green Festival.
Mm-hmm.
So my wig just came off last night.
Okay.
So and it stayed intact, no redo, no nothing for
And
almost
Collard Green
3
Festival, yeah,
degrees.
there you have it.
Okay, so there you go.
Russ
Hey
got
Tiffany.
a comment on the Rays. He said the thing about the Rays to me is that they want a team, but they barely invest in on the infrastructure of the team.
Mhm.
I'm still trying to figure out what's their benefit as a team of being here. It's a great question.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think the benefit is you have a contract that's long term. You got an agreement,
Mhm.
so and y'all been here. I see
Yeah.
the benefit, but like now they probably gonna go to Tampa.
But you
Yeah,
want
because
me
they
to
sweethearting them over there.
Listen, in Tampa, it's not wrong,
Yeah.
right? Tampa have baseball, football,
y'all
hockey.
just look.
Yeah.
No,
No. I'm just saying, in Tampa, man, y'all might be engaged. You ain't said I do yet.
Yeah.
You ain't crossed the line yet. So come on.
from the altar, the Tampa done stole from the altar.
Does anybody have anything that they like to object to the union?
Tampa,
I think that I would be a better fit for
my
you.
heart goes out to the team.
Like on Different World.
Oh,
No.
let me say that. Sidebar, before we move on, not wash, but shampoo.
Okay, there you go.
I let the stylist in my life really get me together because
I don't wash it. I shampoo it.
Yeah.
I nurture it.
Ah,
massage your scalp and all.
you can
That'd be
say
good.
you can say benefits or tax credits and opportunity zone benefits are some of the other things that they benefit from.
Yes,
All right,
yes.
all right, so the 2025 Florida legislative session began on yesterday with lawmakers beginning to deliberate an array of bills that could significantly impact various aspects of
Yeah,
our
it's
lives.
getting serious. I listened to that one.
Okay. The
to
beginning of the session.
Yeah.
So the governor, yeah, because he kind of kicked it off same way
Yeah.
that Trump.
Yeah, it was like a.
Tell me about that. What
It was
happened
like,
with that one?
I mean, he kind of said what he trying to do.
Property taxes.
He say they doing a study or focus group or whatever with
to study how
to see how it could be done
to get
right.
rid of good morning Mo,
And
the
he said
MoShowLive.com.
and he said he's not gonna raise any other taxes to do it. So I don't know. These people, I mean, I don't think you can do it just because you say you can.
Yeah.
But
and from what he said, from what I saw, I didn't see yesterday, but I saw, the his announcement that that's something that he was working on. And when he announced it, like as a property owner, I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. But they said in order to pay for it, they're gonna have to do something else. Like you gotta, like you can't.
So
how do you replace $43 billion?
They say 15% goes to local government, and then maybe 40% goes to education.
Okay.
Right. So
they dismantling the education anyway.
One.
Listen, when they broke down the percentages, I said, oh, this might be something they seriously might be thinking about doing.
Yeah.
Because they're figuring out how to get that 15% to the, city
to the local, to the municipalities, yeah.
And then they're really looking at the 44%. Like you said, they're gonna cut that anyway.
Yeah. So that 40 ain't finna be 40.
And then
it ain't gonna be 40
so
again.
Yeah.
Even though, like, okay, cutting property tax, it helps homeowners, but we also know who. But look at it too. Who owns the most homes?
And who owns the most expensive homes? So
right.
The real taxes is 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. You got people paying 150,000 on their taxes.
So let's think about
for their property tax.
You are, but
then
you know how like you're not thought about in the equation. You just kind of benefit from it.
Yeah.
We talk about the difference of where whites and blacks of home ownership.
Right.
Right? And so the benefit is for still his people.
Of course. I mean, that's why I keep saying we talking about what they're doing. Mm-hmm. We need to talk about what we're doing. What we're gonna do, how we're gonna show
Buy the block back. Like, come on,
because it's clear that they like doing, what's in their best interest.
Like, I think
the
biggest thing we can do through this, right, is start with educating.
Yeah.
Because from everything that we're gonna try to do and everything we're gonna hope to do, it all gonna come back down to education. Mm-hmm. Right. So one of the best things they could do is how can I say, inspire us to put together our own local education system.
Yeah, that's the word.
Community education system, right? Where after they get out of school for them 3-4 hours, the parents need.
Oh wait, pause, because somebody's like they're lost. Where we at? Because
I put it here. Okay, so we're talking about the Florida legislative session, and it started yesterday.
Yeah, we're talking about, and I'm just adding in what do we got to do instead of being reactive? I'm saying be proactive.
Right.
And start like a community education system, because from that is where our great minds gonna come from. That's where our great answers are gonna come from, because it's gonna be rough trying to beat them at their game while they're suffocating us through the education system.
And then there's a few regulations that I want to see if we can get through, just some of the things that have been proposed that they're talking about. So one of the things they said, lowering the firearms purchase age is on the agenda. There's a state senator, Randy Fine. He's introduced legislation aiming to eliminate the age limit for firearm purchases and permit guns on college campuses.
So what that mean? Like 16?
No, 18.
18. I think it's 21 now. They're looking to drop the age.
You can get a rifle at 18.
Yeah. So
you get what I'm saying? But yeah.
What you think?
That's another one.
Should they lower the age from 21 to 18?
You can go to the military at 18.
Okay. So you should be able to purchase a gun.
Yeah, that's another one of them things they're gonna have us back and forth about.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
missing the real thing that they're doing, the distraction, because like 18 is the age for everything. You can go give your life to this country at 18.
I mean, but what's gonna happen is now when
they'll give you an automatic gun then.
Yeah.
See, they'll break the law and give you that gun then. You have that big.
You ain't gotta wait 3 years when you're in the military, right?
Go get it right now.
Wow. It becomes like a cycle of now changing a lot of stuff. So you take that to 18. Now, are we gonna look at it and bringing alcohol down to 18 instead of 21? You know,
It depends on how hard that lobby is.
I just gonna say that. Let Anheuser-Busch hear that now.
Yeah.
They'll,
Then the lobby pick it
they'll
up and
put a
they
half
start
a
throwing
billion
money
dollars.
behind it.
They'll put a
Yeah.
half a billion dollars in our politics right now to get it lowered to 18.
And then another one of the things they said that is enhanced penalties for undocumented immigrants. So they're building on recent laws that impose harsher penalties on immigrants illegally in the U.S. who commit crimes. Governor DeSantis is advocating for further measures to combat illegal immigration. He proposed actions to include criminal penalties for officials who do not enforce immigration laws. So like those sanctuary
They
cities.
bullying.
that is
Yeah.
a bully.
They
Now I'm okay with they are bullies.
yeah, they bullying. That's
Now
what
I
I'm
am okay
Okay.
with it, but they're in here illegally and
They commit the crimes. Yeah.
Then
but that's subjective, right? Because that's how they get everybody to turn against their people by saying they're criminals, right?
Okay.
That's
Yep.
that's
That's how they got them to turn against us.
that's a traditional tactic.
They
Right?
changed us from niggas
And
to
now,
thugs.
yeah, and then now instead of
But
saying
you gotta do
saying
that.
everybody against criminals,
Yeah.
everybody
That's universal.
that's
Yeah.
universal. So all I gotta do is say you're a criminal now.
Yeah.
No, you have to have an act. No,
But you
not
saying-
say
And
it.
you're an immigrant, so ain't nobody here to help you. So now I can just bully you and push you out the country. And even though you didn't do the crime, or
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying, or whatever rights you supposed to have, they take them because they say you a criminal.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
And then also in that same vein, there's in-state tuition for undocumented students. Governor DeSantis has proposed repealing in-state tuition for undocumented students, a policy that was instated in 2014 that
Wow.
benefits many students. The move has provoked protests from tens of thousands of affected students who argue that the change would dramatically increase their educational costs and potentially end their college ambition. So they're not going to be able to afford to go to college if they get rid of this.
And they talking about the immigrants, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Undocumented students is how they said it.
And so this is my thing, right? But they're gonna allow Afrikaners from Africa
Yep.
to come here with a gold card. So I
Welcome.
don't like it. I think
I don't like it either. Because again, this is targeted to the people that don't look like them.
Yeah.
Right?
what you mean?
Black and brown.
Yeah,
This is where
Yeah.
this is where it's really targeted to because
Mhm.
you look at when they put the sanctions to stop people from coming in, it was all dark skinned people.
the South
Right.
Africa.
You know what I mean? But anybody from Europe or that was fair skinned,
You
they
come.
didn't have, you know,
Right, I get that.
they didn't stop them, and you see it even
Mhm.
now that Trump white,
I knew you.
Elon Musk,
Yeah.
you know, it's the whole squad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Almost,
Immigrants.
yeah,
Almost all of them.
Yeah.
You know what I
Immigrants
mean?
bring good things to this country, right? And whether like we are natives, whether we were brought here, whatever your story is,
Mm-hmm.
the melting pot is supposed to be America, and we were once a country of immigrants.
Right.
Now they want to kick them people out.
Yeah.
The people doing the jobs, they doing the work. Hey, I don't know.
But they pay taxes. Like it's not like they're all bad.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
Some of them are illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
What they're trying to do is just make us look at the Mexican, make us look at the Haitian, make us look at the person from wherever, Guatemala, right? But the reality is, why they're sneaking in and doing it themselves.
I have a friend, a true story, and I might have told like they came in here when they were like middle school, and their dad brought them here,
Yeah,
right, from England, came here.
and they was good.
But the dad got kicked out.
Oh, but they was kids.
But they was kids, but they were still here,
What?
right? And so they had to figure it out, and they found their place. Then the brother was in the wrong place at the wrong time, not doing nothing. House got kicked in, realized that he didn't have his paperwork
From England.
from England, but mind you, he was a kid when he came here.
But see,
But so he was a kid.
was he black? Was they black?
Of course.
So that's why they got did like that.
But so then he got sent back, right? This is all he knows is America, and he got sent back in his early 20s
To England.
to England. You know what I mean? And it was traumatizing to him.
Mm.
You know, like he won't get on a plane now to this day because of how he was treated. He paid his taxes.
But did
He
he
was
come
a
back
good-
to America?
He won't get back on a
You
plane.
don't even want to come back.
He
Traumatized.
had he wouldn't like won't go no, you know what I mean, to do it. And these people right here was good citizens.
Watch this. So it says it's not a color thing if you're here illegally. There's no bias on skin tone. Tell that to the Haitians.
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
Tell that to the Dominican, to the Haitians
I mean, they're
and the
doing
Cubans.
it.
Yeah,
Like I said this morning, they're putting it on the table.
yeah,
They just said the Africans are being persecuted. Afrikaners
yeah.
are being persecuted,
Which is what they call the
and,
white Africans.
and they can
Yeah.
come over here and they can get a gold card and become a citizen.
They said like
This is what they're literally
said that.
saying they
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah.
And then they're at the same token saying, okay, let's do these sweeps.
So it's two
Right.
things that's happening here because what you're saying with the gold card, like that's one thing because
Yeah, that's the whole other thing.
so the idea of like like we always hear about green cards.
Yeah.
Well, Trump said if you pay $5 million, you won't get a green card.
You'll
You'll
get
get a
a
gold
gold
card.
card.
And then they'll put you like on the fast track to becoming a citizen. And what they're saying is it's going to benefit a lot of wealthy Africans, a lot of wealthy people from around the world, putting them on a path to citizenship to be able to come here. And so he's telling you like we don't want the lower class to come, but we're making a path to citizenship
For the upper
for the upper class because they're gonna come bring business, bring commerce, bring
And again, the
Him looking at those
Afrikaners,
people, yeah.
which is the white Africans that they're
Yeah.
talking about, because there's a lot of rich black Africans over there.
There
He
you go.
he really said Afrikaners.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? He was clear on who he wanted to give
yeah.
his green card to.
Yeah.
And not because Africa got a lot of rich black
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah,
over there
yeah.
that's dark skinned, and he was clear on who he wanted in this country, right?
And
And
then
it's
yeah, go ahead.
I
Go
say
ahead.
it's only been a little short of 40 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So I think we got to kind of get our wits about us because I don't know, we ain't talk about this, but you seen what they did to the president of Ukraine.
Oh yeah.
And then kicked him out the office and said, hey, you ain't thankful.
Yeah.
You ain't thankful. And so I'm not,
Ungrateful. They called him man ungrateful.
I'm not a big Ukraine fan.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not big on Ukraine because I kind of know a little history about
Yes, sir.
Ukraine and
Yes,
how they
sir.
treat black people.
Same.
So
Yeah.
I ain't really so. But as a
Yeah,
president,
you won't see
president,
me with a I stand with Ukraine.
no, I would not say that. And I told
Yeah,
somebody,
yeah.
I was like, I couldn't go to Ukraine right now.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? What you talking about? And I can go to Moscow right now.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the ironic part of this whole thing. Because, we're giving a lot of money, and I know why we're giving it. People don't know. We told Ukraine to give us their nuclear weapons.
Okay.
And if Russia ever tried to invade, then we would protect them and help them.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing. It was a promise made to denuclearize countries. So countries gave away. That's what happened to Gaddafi too.
Yeah.
He gave away. They gave away.
But then in the tail.
Yup, they gave away their nukes.
Yeah.
And America and other countries said they would protect them if somebody invaded their country.
Right.
And so that's where we're at with this. And they saying they're not gonna send the money over there no more.
Wow. So I had the last thing I wanted to say on the politics was renaming the Gulf of America. There's actually a Gulf of Mexico
Well,
to the Gulf of America. Yeah. I'm trying to find a story, and that's what I came to mind. But there's actually a senator, I was trying to find it here, Senator Nick DeSigley from the Tampa Bay area. He has filed a bill proposing to rename the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America in state statutes. So they got this nationwide thing.
And then it's
So now he's
Yeah.
saying, okay, we're going to change all of the state
Gulf of America.
statutes, a move that has garnered attention and sparked a bunch of discussions. And so it's going to be a lot of stuff that's
But
going to be
in
happening
history,
in this
in history,
next 60
this
days.
has been done before
Yeah.
by America,
Mhm.
right? We've renamed stuff.
They renamed the whole people.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Like the names we got ain't our
Listen,
names.
let me buy.
I mean, they is
listen,
not, but when we got
let
it.
me get some real money and buy some real land.
We're gonna change it to the Gulf
It's
of
gonna
Berg.
be the
The
Gulf of
Berg Bay.
Keon.
The Berg Bay.
Berg Bay. It's gonna be Berg Bay.
Berg Bay.
And if y'all with this sign the petition,
Yeah.
we finna change some stuff.
Berg Bay. We gonna start renaming.
Berg for life.
Berg for Life Bay. Well, what we gonna call the Howard Franklin? We gotta change that name too. Who is that guy?
Oh, that's gonna be the
Yeah.
Elder George.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Elton John Bridge. Yeah. There you go. Come on, man.
Can I get
Yeah.
this that way? Can it be the Keon
Keon?
Why not? Why not? Why not?
Hey, what name would y'all change that to?
Yeah, the Mr. Edmund Causeway. Come on, man.
All right, now we gotta give you one,
Yeah.
Brother John.
Yeah, that's it. Come on, man. What we really doing here? But it's really what's going on in the world, man. I do have an Ask Kiana question.
Okay, go ahead.
So we're gonna do Ask Kiana. But before we do Ask Kiana, we ask the people. So let's do what the people say. Y'all know we
Okay,
do
go
what the
ahead.
people
Okay,
What
what
do
they say?
people say?
So
What was the
understanding,
question?
the question was about understanding community perspectives, and there was somebody who reached out to me and they said, "I want to know more about
Black
the
community.
black community.
Mhm.
How can I learn more about the black community?" And so what I did was I said, if someone comes to you looking to get a better understanding of the black community, where would you start? The responses that we got from black people themselves. Off, you ready for that one? You ready for that? No, I'm gonna just go ahead. Let me hear
You
that.
want to be behind
Let
the
me hear
radio?
that. Let me hear that. Let me hear that. 'Cause- Let me hear that. Let me hear that. Understanding the black community. Where would you start? If you wanted to understand the black community. So, so the responses from black people themselves offer a wide range of insights. They talk about history, culture, lived
Okay.
experience, and direct engagement.
Okay.
And there was no clear one size fits all. So
It shouldn't be.
yeah,
It
yeah,
shouldn't be.
yeah. And so the engagement with black spaces and community life was one of the first ones. They said one of the most common responses is that understanding the black community requires actually being in it.
So being in the black community and learning about the black community requires you to be in the black community.
That's what
Okay, that makes
that
sense.
was the response.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
That makes sense.
And they said, going to like historically black churches, festivals, and community events,
Okay. Okay.
barbershops and beauty salons, local and neighborhood spots, grassroots meetings, and then this is what William Gravely he said: take them on a tour of the hood on a Saturday afternoon and stop under a few trees. And then hit a few of the beauty and barbershops. You'll be able to get some perspectives there.
Don't take me under no trees.
But you already know. So you ain't got to go.
I'm just gonna keep pointing. Keep going.
So if somebody wanted to experience our culture firsthand, where would you take them if you wouldn't take them under the tree?
I would be suspicious. You can't come to me like that. You
Yeah.
can't come take me to the car. Show me the black.
Well, the context is it's somebody who's running for office and wants to.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I was thinking politics.
Yeah,
This
yes,
is
politician. Somebody who wants to run for office.
I think the
maybe.
first thing the politician
Yeah.
needs to do is maybe give us a call.
Yeah.
Right. So we can really sit down and find out what type of politician are you?
Okay.
Like what are you? Who are you?
If we even want to mess
And
with
then
you.
we'll know where to take you.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
If you gotta come and ask me where you start at, I don't even want you.
Oh.
This is me. Like if you're a politician, if you gotta come to me and ask where did I start, because
But
again,
what if they really want to know?
Yeah.
then they would already start. Like no,
But I don't know where to start. If you're a white person who never been around black people like that for real, and you trying to really get an understanding of the culture,
I'm really
where do you
suspicious.
like? How do you know where to start?
That's why I say for me.
Yeah.
You Google. So listen, just like you Google.
You know, you don't
ain't
No,
Google
I'm finna say
Google that.
no, what I'm saying is you Google what
Google ain't gonna tell you
no,
what all of
no
this.
food restaurants. Right? No, you like
Just go in there and sit down.
yes. You finna come and ask me for my vote. You just gonna send me a mailer any other time.
They call it immersion.
Right. So then what you did,
but-
you start to you get you some black friends.
Okay.
You find you a couple of black
Yeah,
friends.
that's what they don't know.
I think that's what they were trying to do. That's why they called me. Saying I got a black friend, maybe you can help me understand.
I would say this.
And it was actually somebody called. It was like how they connect you. So somebody who I'm cool with called me and say, hey, I got a friend
That want to know the black community
that's
because they
running
want to
for
run
office
for
and they want to know how they can get more involved and engaged and
I think
understand.
I don't
the
know.
black
It
community.
really don't make me feel good. But I mean, I
Yeah.
would have to hear the context of
That's
like the
why I said
conversation
that. That's why I
because
said
there is some
That
great.
was
But when I listen to it, it's
don't
like
feel good.
it doesn't feel good.
It doesn't
Okay.
feel.
It doesn't feel
So it got to
good.
be presented different. And then also, I think this is a community consultation right here. You get this
Okay.
for free.
Mhm.
I think the important part when politicians is coming into the community and want to represent the community is not just going to the black spaces. Like you got to connect.
It's other responses.
Yes, you
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
connect. You got to connect because
Yeah.
I think a lot of times that's what happens. The people who don't know the community come to the community and who they link with that's their ride through the community.
Yeah.
And that's who tell them, oh, don't do that. Oh, don't forget them. And
Yeah.
and kind
When
of.
I
And then they start forming their opinion
They-
based upon whoever
they-
whoever the
whoever
handholder is.
whoever
And
they-
so when I say Google,
Yeah.
right? When I say Google, right? When you come in and you want to know about the Google and see what activities are happening in that community that you want to know about, right?
Mhm.
Because everybody posts flyers and all that other stuff. And if you're really interested, I would then start showing up in those spaces and not saying anything, but just showing up and just observing what goes on. before?
that was another one of the responses that we got. So
Okay.
immersion in relationship building. So some of the some say books and history are a start,
It is.
but others say that nothing replaces real relationships.
Nothing.
So building trust, sharing meals, and
Yeah.
simply having conversations with black people
Yes.
as a people. They say that's not really real
It
research.
say take them to the funeral.
It says, I advise doing immersions. Go live with a black family for a couple of months in the community.
That's like
You know,
like
that's like a whole language.
yeah.
And they said the black culture is felt, not just studied. You can't understand it from a distance.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be.
And that's why I say, what type of person is this? So
Yeah.
so like shout out to Dan. I would take Dan places that I wouldn't take, say,
Somebody else.
Pete. You feel
Okay,
me?
okay.
And
But
Pete
Dan-
might not want to go to those
places,
places.
yeah.
But Pete don't want to be a part. Like, listen, no,
But-
so
but
that's
you gotta-
but
okay.
Pete will show up in the spaces.
People
No, Pete will pull up. But I'm gonna say this, and this is just me, and Pete is cocky enough to feel like he can just show up because who he is. Dan really believe and want to invest in the culture. So you have two different people that's at the same stature, and you look at the difference on how they move.
Right.
You know what I mean? Pete shut down his businesses for MLK. It said I'm going fishing.
Yeah.
Dan would never.
Yeah.
But if you invite Pete to a black seminar, he's gonna come in and insert his whiteness and tell you why he's right. So you got two different people. I ain't taking Pete nowhere.
Okay. So
He can stay at the fishing pole all I care.
I hear that. Some other, they talked about learning the historical and political context. So before diving into black culture, some say that you need to understand knowing any of the history of, like, they say you should know about slavery and Jim Crow, civil rights.
What about knowing about Mansa Musa and the different Mali and the different African, you know, the Moors.
The greatness, yeah.
What you know?
Yeah.
And that's what
why
I'm
you
saying.
start
Why we
with
use
slavery?
slavery? And whenever you talk about black people, it's always the
thank you.
bad.
I'm shaking the
I'm
pot.
just saying this is what the people say. and you the people too. So
But that's what happens in our when they talk about us. They always
We're gonna
start
take
with
them.
the
Gonna
next.
take them to see what a segregated hood.
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Like
We're
remember
gonna see how rough it was. Oh, yeah.
when KJ was in elementary school,
Yeah.
it was Black History Month, and KJ was in first grade. He said, y'all really messed us up."
Right,
Like, that's
right.
what he heard about it.
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, that was KJ."
That's
in
tough.
it. Like he was like,
That's fucked up.
Wow. No, that's true.
Damn.
so-
And
Go
I
ahead.
hate this, and I gotta say it. I hate the profiteering of our pain. And what I mean is,
Okay. I know where
like
you're going.
I went down to the Montgomery, right?
Uh-huh.
I did the Montgomery Trail, you know, from here, and I just noticed, right? Everywhere I went, right, they had monetized our pain, and we're not getting the money.
Yeah.
I was talking to a brother. I stayed in the hotel on
"Did
God,
we ever get the money?"
but this is the problem.
Yeah.
Me and him talking, you know what I'm saying? We smoked the joint. We chilling. He's like, bro, what's up, bro? I see you different. I know you ain't from here. And we talked about the place.
Okay.
The man, like, all that money that they're getting goes to them.
Yeah.
That does
The people who set up the lynching
the
memorial.
people who
and the-
lynched is the people who lynched the people.
And so
Let me tell
the
you.
people who lynched the people.
Getting the money from the lynching.
Oh my God.
So
From telling the story of the lynching.
It was 100 coach buses. I swear, all people from everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to the man like, how y'all don't get none of this money?
Yeah.
I'm talking about economics in that neighborhood.
Right.
Me and him in the little hotel.
They'll throw them around the corner with a
Because you know what
with a
they-
tent so they can sell some
the
t-shirts
man
or
said
something.
we get none of that, man.
Wow.
Because the agenda
That's
is
the
to
people
stay
who
on
did it.
top, right? So again, you complaining about the story. So I'll tell you a story. You know, don't worry, I'll tell
we
you
talking
a
about
story.
we talking about
I'm
understanding
gonna
black
listen.
community and perspectives, right?
And people coming into the black community, I kind of went on a tangent
Yeah.
about how they profit off our pain. You get what I mean? And we don't get none of the profits or none of the proceeds.
But
Wow.
again, when they come in, we thinking like, oh, they're telling our story.
Yeah.
And so it's some pride in it that you
Yeah.
know, they're recognized. But when they come in, we need to sit down. So you telling our story, what percentage do we get of it? Because it's our story.
Yes. Who is profiting off of this tour
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
Like when I went through the tour, it was a lovely black lady. She reminded me of Miss Gwen.
Okay.
Swear.
Yeah.
I was like the Miss Gwen of that time.
Okay.
We went on the tour and everybody else I met was white.
Yeah. was
The
taking.
person in here, the person at the museum. That's why I support our museum, because I know them people and I see what them people. Because when I went to the other place, it wasn't like that.
Right,
You get what
right.
I'm saying?
It
And it's
wasn't
like,
us.
oh,
It wasn't for us. It wasn't. Yeah,
it wasn't by us.
it wasn't by us. Yeah.
You get what I
And then
mean?
some people, this is so here. Some stuff is intentional, and some stuff is just career ignorance,
Yep,
right?
yep. It's a
And
mixture.
so, like, you know what? Sometimes you need to tell people that, like, this is wrong. Like, you shouldn't.
Mhm.
But common sense ain't common. I'm realizing common sense ain't common sense for everybody.
Yeah. But you be said, but we are supporting the people who are creating these spaces.
Yeah,
So
yes, but how do we own our history though?
yeah,
We sometimes, especially like in our case, we gotta support it because we have to take ownership of our history.
yeah,
You get what I mean? Because at this point, like especially I go places and we know you do the tours.
yeah,
And boom, sometimes I've done tours with the native people or somebody from that spot, and then I've done a tour with the person who's been hired.
right,
You get what I mean? And I think, how do we take more ownership of our history?
right.
And that's just a black perspective from me, though.
Yeah.
Real
I
deal.
just do that enough.
And so what I do
Good
is
morning, Jamie.
it's a lot more to this, but we running out of time, and I do want to get into this Ask
Okay,
Kiana.
let's
So
run it.
so thank y'all again for responding to the What the People Say questions and letting us know how we can do it.
Yep.
This question. Ask
Whenever
Kiana.
you laugh.
This is no, I just looked at it and I'm like, wow. So do I even want to do this one?
Right.
Okay, so dear Kiana, and by the way, the Ask Kiana is being brought to you as part of by the One Community Grocery Co-op, OCGC.coop.
Yes, we need 5, 10, 15 to 20 members.
Yes.
Give us 5 members right now, OCGC.
The goal is 100,
100,
100
yes.
this week, and
Yes.
we like at 85, 86, and so
Yes.
we pushing to get to 100 members for the One Community Grocery Co-op. You can learn more about that by going to
If you blacked out,
OCGC.
If you blacked out,
Oh
you
my
need
God.
to join.
Yeah,
The OCGC.com. And if you did,
yeah,
you need to
You
join.
need to
So
join,
either
yeah.
side of the field, if you was a participant of the blackout and you said, okay, I'm gonna stand with the black community, join the one.
Oh, we never talked about the blackout, but we'll talk about it on
yeah,
Friday.
yeah. We'll talk about it on
Okay,
Friday.
go.
Okay, go
It'll be a week,
We had a big week.
and we might have some data that we can.
The data already came out.
Yeah,
Be
yeah,
quiet.
yeah. But look, who believes and trusted? Who believe and trusted data?
Okay. Okay, ask him.
Ask Kiana. I've been seeing my sugar daddy for a while. See now you look. See now you see why I laugh. Just that line alone. Just that first line.
Sugar index.
So sugar daddy. I've been seeing my sugar daddy for a while. He treats me really well. But recently he called me over and surprised me with a conversation that I did not see coming. He and his wife want me to move in with them. I had no idea she even knew about me, let alone that she was okay with it. She seemed all for it, like they had already decided, but I wasn't given a heads up at all. Now I feel thrown off, unsure about what to do, and honestly a little weird about the whole thing. Should I consider it, or is this a red flag? And how do I even process this situation? Please don't judge. I need some clarity.
Okay, no judge.
Kiana, you listen and you don't judge.
First of all, you was okay.
Being the other.
Being the other, being the secret,
Yeah,
possibly tearing up a household.
yeah,
But once you find out you want to break the
But
house
now
up,
when you realize that they are a team and a unit,
talk about unity.
right? Like,
I ain't trying to do that. Now you confused.
now you confused.
Yeah.
I'm confused that you confused. That, like, honestly, so I'm gonna say, two people in the household, I always say the two people in the relationship define what it looked like.
Yeah.
The fact that the sugar daddy
Mhm.
and his wife is on the same page is beautiful.
Okay.
In my eyes.
Okay.
Like, they
Okay.
on the same page. He didn't step out on his wife
Yeah.
and do something that his wife didn't agree, because honestly, she probably picked you, my
So-
dear. Right? Like, no, she probably said that's the one, and you didn't know. Like, you know what I mean? The fact that she said, okay, like, she done stayed in line.
Mhm.
She ain't out here doing all this other
She
stuff.
ain't
She
disrespecting
her.
was
Stayed in
like, she
line.
done did all this other
Yeah.
stuff, and now the queen said, bring her on
Yeah,
in.
let her come on in. Yeah.
She done passed the test.
Yeah.
So, like, this is me just like, I just heard like,
dang.
so, like, I mean, you was okay with just being able to hold something over his wife.
Okay.
You
But
know
it
what I
wasn't
mean?
nothing.
Right. Like, you were okay with being able to possibly ruin a marriage.
Being a sneaky link.
Right, and doing all this other stuff. Not that the marriage show that I'm strong and we invited you.
Ooh.
You ain't did nothing that we ain't agreed on. Now you got a problem with it?
Ooh, that is gangster though.
Did she have a problem? Was it an actual problem?
No, it said it says.
Now he got a problem with it. She's confused.
She said his wife want him and his wife want me to move in with them. I had no idea she even knew about me, let alone that she was okay with it.
Let alone.
Yeah, I read, you know how we talk.
Let alone.
Let alone she was okay with it. She seemed all for it, like they had already decided.
They did.
But I wasn't given a heads up. So to me, so it's a surprise meeting. So she think that she meeting up with him, only to find out like it's him and his wife. So she first of all, she's not giving a heads up about the meeting. So you show up and the missus is there.
So let me tell you, you were confused about your place in his life for real because he don't have to owe you nothing, right? The person that he consult with was there, and then now they're bringing you in, so now they kind of think a little bit highly of you because again, you didn't even know that the wife, like the wife, she never said that the wife knew about you and all this other stuff, but clearly the wife always did.
And that's the thing that's happening now. I'm seeing more announcements of what do you call it, polyamorous or something like that. Yeah. Well, it's like, okay, I seen Neo or something. He was like introducing his latest new edition.
It's like he got 4.
Like, so maybe that's what this couple kind of into.
I mean, they're all right as long as the group come up with it.
Yeah. But honestly, it's the two people that defines what their household look like.
Yeah.
They're doing that.
They might want to leave her alone.
I mean, now that she's confused, they're like, okay, you out.
She says she don't know what to do, and she's also a little weirded out about it.
How you weird now?
She said,
weird now?
Because this is when you know, this is how you know you're scandalous, right? Mm-hmm. Is that you were okay with, and this is when you're okay with like being the side chick, and then also
what they say?
It says it sounds like the married couple did it the right way, and she's used to being a side chick.
Right, and what happened is she want to be able to hold something against the wife. Like, you know, when you think that you are over here cheating, you keeping up receipts, so one day you have your big one. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Nah, like, for real. Like,
that's part of the thing, yeah.
I got your big one, because you know
when you... So the side chick is not about the man and their interest, it's about what the
impact, It can be. I had a conversation.
Holding the receipt?
So listen, I had a conversation with this married guy, right?
Okay.
And he was like, you don't know how many times these girls, you know, in my inbox, and he was like, they see how I treat my wife, and I was like, don't fuck up your household by these girls. Right. You know what I mean? Because they know you married, so they know, you know, they want to one up your wife. They want to prove that you ain't who you say you are. Like, you showing up there, you whining and dining. Oh no, he ain't really by her.
So let me ask you this. What I mean? This is something that I'm starting to see, and as I'm hearing these relationship conversations, and that's why I asked the question. I'm gonna ask it again in a different way, because so is the side chick or the cheating with the married man about the married man, or is it about the man's wife?
Both.
Okay.
It's both, because when you see envy is real, jealousy is real. Okay. So when somebody is lonely and they see somebody else getting wined and dined, they want to be like that person. And then a lot of times they don't say they want that man. They don't want their own man because they know what that man can do.
But that's so,
you know what I mean?
Delusional, because you don't know what it took and what that woman had to go through to produce that man.
Right.
Because a lot of the men that you like, that treatment that woman getting, it was something that happened to, but something that he saw in her, right, that would allow him to do that, and he may not see that in you. He might see you as the side chick piece that. So it's like you have. That's the thing. Like because it's just so interesting to me. People want these relationships, but they don't want to go through what it takes to get them.
No, they don't.
You know what I'm saying?
They want to just get right there. That they deserve that. Like, that wife really, she got it, because she know y'all looking at her husband.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then she walking in the room still smiling and keeping it up. Like, she holds it down. And I'm going to tell you, the person you see out there in the public, It's not easy to deal with behind them closed doors, men or women.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so it takes a lot.
Absolutely.
Men and women.
Absolutely.
I
Thank you,
dropping
thank you.
I like that.
You
Men
know,
and women.
Yeah.
right? So you thinking like, oh, it's all roses. No,
No.
what you see is the good part.
Yeah.
It's a lot of all that other stuff that you ain't got to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like so
Yeah.
you don't deserve that superstar treatment.
Is that why women will be okay with being side chicks and not wives?
Well,
Because they don't want to deal with all of the stuff. They just want the
No.
side chick experience.
No, a lot of them.
Like if you got a package, like looking at the package, you're like, okay, well this will come with marriage. I don't want to do that. Just give me the side chick experience. Let me do that.
No, but you.
Oh my God.
Okay, so here, some people decide. Some people like the side chick experience, right? You know.
Sound like a ride.
That's like a package. When you open up the brochure, what come with this man? Okay, being married to him, I'm gonna have to deal with the fights, the arguments, the this. But being the side chick, I don't got to deal with none of that, and he could just go back. Like
I mean, some people
they want the side chick experience.
you know, there's some people that's cool with that.
Yeah.
Like the writer.
Okay. Yeah.
She was cool with that.
Yeah.
As long as she
the side chick experience.
Oh.
The trademark there.
Like I said, listen, these comments are
Okay,
all the
okay.
same. The comments, y'all have been amazing in these comments, man.
Thank you.
Thank y'all so much. Like and follow the page because so many of our participants are not actual followers or sharing the page.
Yeah, so
And wait, let me make this. So first of all, let me make this clear. A married man didn't need my advice, right? So let me tell you this. No. Let me explain this. The married man didn't need my advice. We're just having a conversation.
Okay.
And then my advice came up, but he wasn't stepping out on his wife. He didn't think about it, and he 100% agreed that the women that's in there would want to make his wife jealous, and that honestly, anything that he would have done wouldn't have nothing to do with his wife because his wife does everything she's supposed to do.
Okay.
Right? And honestly, the conversation was uplifting and telling how much respect and love he had to his wife. So me kind of telling you this conversation, this ain't no shot. And everybody gets advice from everybody, from somebody.
Yeah, and this is definitely for entertainment purposes only, as well as information and inspiration. So come on, man, y'all stop tripping. But what was that? She called him her sugar daddy. So it sounds like it's all about the money for her. She doesn't want what all comes with a true relationship. Yeah, she wants the side chick.
Yeah, she wants the side chick experience. That's why she.
Side chick experience. You heard it first.
Writer, I would say decline because that's not what you want.
Okay.
You want to be a homewrecker. Honestly,
Hey,
and this is
far away from the people as you can.
This is no judgment.
You want to be a homewrecker.
Yeah.
No, like honestly, she was okay with being like over there, and I'm like, again, you be wanting your big one.
Yeah.
You be wanting to be able to be the one that probably wrecks something up, and then when you realize you didn't have no power in that, now you're confused.
Okay, I hear that. All right, so get your life together. All right, so man, it's time to land this plane. Y'all, final thoughts?
Oh, okay. Final thought. One community grocery co-op.
Yes,
I
man.
put it in the chat. Y'all, please support. We growing big. We want to do our big one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Here in St. Pete. Big shouts out to the Detroit People's Co-op.
Yes.
Y'all go look it up. Look how they doing it because that's our big brother.
Right.
That's who is training us up in this. Big shouts out to Erica and everybody that's involved. We want to get 100 people. We only need 15 more people.
Yeah, 15 more people.
Come on.
So go to ocgc.coop.
Is there a fee to outside of
it?
it?
Is. It's $225 to be a member owner. And if you don't have the full $225, you can do a payment plan.
Okay.
You got a payment plan so that you can, and you're investing.
Yes,
in
you are
the co-op.
becoming an owner of a co-op. That's what co-ops are.
Yeah.
And that's why we want to bring that idea here.
Let's bring Erica in so she can really lay it out for him as well. But we really like, and this is, I'm glad you had that as a final thought because that's my final thought as well. As we talk about the blackouts and the boycotts and all of that, if we're boycotting and not building, then it just started to sound like begging and nobody respects or appreciates a beggar.
Yeah.
And so we have to be putting things in place that are for us by us, created, owned, managed, and all of the things because we know that we can do it. We have the skills, we have the resources. We just need to pool them, put them together. And here is an opportunity for you to do that right here in St. Petersburg and nationwide. So you go to ocgc.coop, learn more about the One Community Grocery Co-op. And if you want to do something, you want to redirect some dollars or highlight some, inequities, here's a way to do that because that's what we're going to start talking about. We're shifting away from what they doing, what they ain't doing.
That's right.
And we're going to start talking about what we're doing,
That's
how we're
right.
building, how we're organizing, and how you can get involved.
And how you can be a part of it.
Yeah.
I like all of that. What
Love
my
that.
brother said. So all my educators, y'all start getting together and
That's
figuring
right.
out the schools that we need to
Yes.
look at and
Yes,
how
we're
we're
gonna
going
put
to
it- yeah.
educate our people right here because we are solution based and we are getting out of the complaint line.
That's right.
Because we're going to make it happen 2025 and going on.
Right.
So again, like I always say, be the change you want to be or see.
For real.
Right? Write down those 5 things
Yep.
that make you feel good, make you smile. I hope the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is a part of that.
Yes. I hope we make the list.
Yeah. And then stay tuned for Friday.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see y'all on Freestyle Friday. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmund.